What is up, guys? You know that I rarely ever talk about Riot directly on this channel and like what they do and stuff, but I have a few thoughts about the way they seem to be shifting AD carry into this full glass cannon style. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about my ideas to fix this, and you know, if you end up liking this video, then throw it a like. So this whole kind of thing started with the Quicksilver Sash change a few patches ago, where it now only removes crowd control, doesn't remove any damage or debuff stuff. It's basically like the Summoner Spell Cleanse, and we all know how useful that is because we use it all the time, right? Alright, so salt aside, it serves a purpose. It removes crowd control that would hold us in place and let something else kill us. The problem is though that now we don't have an answer to these debuffs or big ultimates like we did before. The only real option we have now is Guardian Angel. So Zed has been permanently banned for a few patches now, well at least I permanently ban him, and do you know why? It's not because I think he's broken as a champion, it's not because he's too strong or unbeatable, it's because I have no answer against him anymore. If I want to survive his damage, I have to spend 2,400 gold and then wait 5 minutes after he pops my Guardian Angel before we can fight again. Basically, it's like if I don't ban Zed, I am saying that I am happy to be effectively 2,400 gold behind the enemy AD in damage who doesn't have to build a GA. That is almost like an extra Last Whisper's worth of damage, by the way. So if I said to you at the start of a game, hey, let's play against each other as AD carry, now you have to try and do the same damage as me, but I get to have an extra Last Whisper in my inventory. Does that sound fair? So my idea, and remember this is my opinion, but my solution to this is actually with Mercurial Scimitar. I do understand it, right? QSS is 1,300 gold and a very cheap solution to shut down Zed, Vlad, Fizz, whatever, which isn't really fair, I guess. But what about 3,600 gold? Mercurial is expensive. It's the same price as an Infinity Edge. It doesn't offer much except the active ether. It's like an okay amount of AD, magic resist, and lifesteal, but nothing special. It basically is there to do a bit of everything, but there are better options for more damage, more magic resist, or more lifesteal individually if you're wanting that stat. So what if Quicksilver Sash only removed crowd control like it does now, but the Mercurial, when you upgrade it, removed everything like the old Quicksilver Sash? If we actually saw that change, assassins will be fine. AD carries can't rush this item. Most likely we're going to get it third, so we still have enough damage, and that gives them a ton of time to work with before it gets harder. Infinity Edge is 3,600, a Shiv is 2,600, and Scimitar is 3,600. So an AD carry would need 9,800 gold before he had an answer to Zed. I honestly think this is the perfect balance. We no longer have a cheap answer to grab and then leave in our inventory. We have to path specifically into it to get that reward, but we're also still building some damage. Even if it's not a ton, okay, we have some damage with Mercurial to help us kill things too and stay relevant in the rest of the game. This is not a miracle answer to Zed either. He's still going to be pretty hard to deal with, but ask any Zed player. Ask Red Mercy, ask Azo. Surely having to deal with them removing your death mark is better than never being able to play the champion because I ban it. I know it might seem a little bit odd why I want to pay 3,600 and not the 2,400 for Guardian Angel, but the point is the 2,400 isn't helping me do damage. It's not helping me achieve anything in the game except stay alive. Obviously staying alive is a good thing, right? It's useful for sure, but right now in Season 6 specifically, we need damage to get through these big tanks. First off, a Zed is not the only thing I have to worry about in a game. We have two jobs, right? Kill things and survive. The surviving part is looking at a Zed in a game, but the killing things is looking at the tanks. If we build a Guardian Angel or whatever to deal with the surviving part, then we don't have the damage to kill the tank, and that's why, in my opinion, we need some kind of mix. Zed is permanently banned because it's very hard to outplay his ultimate damage, so we need another more reliable way. Fizz is a good example because he's hard for sure, but you can actually flash like his E-jump damage, and that'll give you some more time. We also have a Hex Drinker which can help as well. Anyway, basically, if we have a Maokai running at us, right, plus a Zed on the enemy team, then right now in Season 6 we have the problem where we have to make a choice. We either build full damage and we shred that Maokai. The problem though is we're going to die to the Zed if he jumps on us, or we build defense to survive the Zed burst, but the problem is we can't kill Maokai. Now the more reliable thing to do is actually just to build full damage because Zed might not target us, but if he does, then we're completely screwed. That should kind of show you why I think we need some kind of mix really between the two, or for Riot to stop buffing tanks and defensive items to make them harder to deal with. I know it sounds a bit like I'm crying and being a baby here, okay, but this is the other side. Mages just got a new Abyssal Scepter and Zhonya's that are specifically some damage but leaning towards defense. These items are designed to provide an answer at the cost of some damage, but at least they provide something. Tanks just got a Cinderhulk buff plus various other armor buffs during the season as well, and tanks have Iceborne Gauntlet, Serix, more of Malmortius. These are the opposite. They provide some damage damage to be more threatening and not just a meat shield. They already have a load of defensive items, but they now have options to do a bit more damage at the cost of some defense. Unfortunately, AD carries don't really have that anymore. We either build full damage, full glass cannon, or defense. There isn't much of a middle ground anymore. It sounds familiar though, right? Because we started off this season with options to do exactly that, but now more of Malmortius, the attack speed was removed, Sterix was nerfed, it's harder to proc on AD carries anyway, and we're only really left with Mercurial Scimitar. It is really good for crowd control. The problem is that it's just a bit of everything. It's not good at anything, and the defensive gain is worse now because it doesn't remove everything, and it's less appealing to lose some damage for that gain. Basically, what I'm trying to say is if Riot want to take away all of our middle ground items and make us spec into either damage or defense, then that is fine with me, but the reason it hurts so much is because other roles don't have that problem. They are able to build some defense while still doing damage. They can take a lot of punishment while still dishing a lot out. If Riot changed Mercurial Scimitar back to removing everything, they gave some attack speed back to more of Malmortius so we have an answer to AP threats, and I think it'll make a world of difference. Pro players are actually kind of a little bit of a problem with this when you're trying to balance it, because they don't need that really. They can position better and avoid damage, but us plebs can't, and those two changes will make it so much better and rewarding to play AD carry. You don't even have to just take my word for it. Look at Lucian and Ezreal. They are so popular in Season 6 because they have an inbuilt dash, natural defense that gives them a chance to survive without spending any gold on defense. So that wraps up this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this insight. Remember to like, subscribe, comment and share, but for now, let's go to the robots.